Hey everyone, Mr. Miola here, and welcome to some exciting and exclusive footage of the up-and-coming title Jurassic World Evolution, which is coming out later this year, which coincides with the release of Jurassic World 2. Super exciting stuff. I was invited out to Los Angeles a couple of weeks ago by Frontier, the developers of the game. They were hosting an event for content creators, YouTubers, streamers, a couple media outlets to get hands-on with the game and play it for about an hour. I know, I tried to make the most out of every single minute of that time. But basically, we sat in a room with a developer, got to play the game, got to kind of play through the initial island, the initial part of the game, which is what you guys are watching right now as I talk over the top of it. Today, I'm basically going to explain my experience with it, what I think about it, how I felt about my time playing it. First off, I love what I played. I love what I got to see. It was only a limited glimpse at the actual entirety of the game, so I can only really explain the first hour that we played through, but it was really, really cool. So it was announced, or basically the day that this event was held was during the announcement that Jeff Goldblum was actually going to be a voiceover character in the game, which was pretty exciting news. Like, Twitter was blowing up that morning from the announcement, so everyone was really excited. It was really, really awesome, and we actually got to meet him. He was at the event. We got to do like a little bit of an interview with him, which I might be releasing that footage. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that just yet, because let's just say I'm a bit inexperienced in the interview department, and it kind of turned into him interviewing us instead, but it was a bit awkward. Anyways, but this is it. It was really cool to play the game with him voicing it, him talking throughout the game, and then jump into a room with him where he was talking directly to us with that same voice. It was an interesting experience, but yeah, this is basically it. So we're playing the first hour of the game. We start off on Isla Matanceros. There's 5 islands in the game, each with their own kind of difficulties and challenges, weather conditions. Like some of them are stormier than others, some of them are smaller than others. Like, they've all got their own sort of challenges, like your typical kind of like park builder type of game. This is what we've just built here. This is actually like a hatchery. This is where you create all of your dinosaurs from. But it's not as simple as just creating them. You actually need to send out your employees on expeditions to actually dig up the dinosaur DNA to hatch the dinosaurs that you want. But here we go. This is kind of like the little interface here. You do get to start off with the ability to spawn in one of the dinosaurs, or at least we did, which is the Struthimimus. It's kind of like a Gallimimus if you played Ark Survival Evolved before. It's kind of like a little tiny herbivore, Speedy Gonzales running type of guy, really lanky looking dinosaur. But yeah, we've gone and I guess incubated him. He's currently growing. I think it takes about 2 minutes to grow a dinosaur, if I remember correctly. Like I said, it was a couple weeks ago, so I'm trying to remember as much as I possibly can. And there we go. It's built up. We get to release it, and the exciting thing is we get this like awesome animation sequence every time you release a dinosaur. You can choose to skip it, but it's pretty cool to watch the first time you create a dinosaur. Each one has their own little animation and whatnot, which you get to see later on, where we get to spawn in, or we get to hatch, incubate our carnivore as well. So yeah, this is our first little dinosaur here. As you can see, the game looks absolutely beautiful. It's really, really nice. It's really fluid. It's amazing. This is our guy. You can click on your dinosaurs to get like a nice close-up view of them and just monitor what they're doing for cinematic kind of purposes. It's really cool to do. And as you can see, he runs straight over to the water and starts sipping up some water. Well done. Now, you might be able to hear in the background. Oh, no. Okay, Jeff Goldblum was speaking in the background. That beautiful voice of his. He's kind of like arguing with Cabot Finch. Jeff Goldblum kind of plays like a scientist type of guy. He's like I guess he's kind of like your tutorial guy. He talks you through it. He kind of mocks you when you're messing up and I guess leads you in the right direction in case you kind of go a bit astray. And this Cabot Finch guy is like, I think he's the guy who runs and operates the part, because Jeff keeps kind of alluding, you know, we're making the same mistake again, where we're creating this dinosaur park, and, you know, it's definitely not going to go right this time either, like. And Cabot, he's just in it for the money, you can tell. But this is the beautiful part about the game. there are 3 different divisions, 3 different pathways that you can go down, 3 different things that you need to maintain as you go. The first one is the science division, and that would be working with Dr. Kajal Dua. The second is the entertainment, which is you're running with Isaac Clement, and then the third division is the security with George Lambert. And basically, as you go running your park, you need to maintain all 3 of these things. You want your science because obviously you want to develop cool species of dinosaurs, which you can actually manipulate their DNA. So we didn't really get to touch on that, but you can adjust dinosaurs' DNA to make them stronger, more powerful, faster. You can adjust their kind of characteristics like that. Entertainment, of course, is more going down the direction of an entertainment park. So, you know, you get your little safari tours around the park or viewing stations and just really entertaining the visitors that come to the park. And then the third one is security because, well, you can't have dinosaurs without security. You know, you're going to get some pretty crazy and terrifying dinosaurs because everybody knows people just want to see the scary, the big, the carnivorous dinosaurs. Well, you can't do that without security. So you really need to balance all 3 of those things to make sure that you've got a nice park. I ended up going down the entertainment pathway. I don't know why. I can't actually remember, but I went in with the pure vision, the pure idea that all I wanted to achieve in this hour was releasing dinosaurs out into the park and causing mayhem. Which we did. We managed to do that. Yeah, we released, which you will see a little bit later on, we released a Ceratosaurus. And he wasn't hungry at first. Unfortunately, he didn't eat as many visitors as I had hoped, but he did eventually catch one of them, and he mowed them down, and it was amazing, but that's still to come. So yeah, what we're doing right now is we're going searching for DNA. We're looking for DNA to get ourselves this Ceratosaurus, which is the carnivore dinosaur. Basically, the only thing I need to make sure that I can wreak havoc in this park. Obviously, if I was playing this game properly, I wouldn't be doing that. So the beauty about this game is you get to really experience it the way you want to experience, which I'll touch on in a second. This here is how you find DNA. You basically send out a search team around the world, and every different location has different dinosaur DNA that you can uncover. And all of these locations are actually accurate with real-world dinosaur like bones and findings. So in the middle of the United States, I think this is, I can't remember the states. I think around like the Utah region, there was a very dinosaur heavy type of area. So yeah, anyways, you unlock more of those places as you go throughout the campaign, and as you unlock different islands, and then you can come back to your original parks and introduce the new species to those islands as well. So anyways, the helicopter leaves, they're going to find some DNA, they're going to bring that back, and then we're going to be able to basically kind of use that DNA to spawn in and incubate some more dinosaurs. So what you're seeing now is like the overlay map. Basically shows you where everything in your park is. You can see your dinosaurs, the electrical grid, you can see the fence boundaries, any sort of habitats, any dinosaur kind of enclosures that you've got installed, and just buildings in general. It's a good way to locate your dinosaurs, because a couple times I managed to lose my dinosaurs, as you could maybe see on the map just there. Our little Struthiomimus. Oh my god, that's a hard word to say. He was kind of roaming. He's kind of like stuck in the jungle somewhere. This is the fossil center. This is where the fossils will end up after the expedition team has returned with the fossils. I think it does take a couple minutes for them to go on a little bit of an expedition, so we got to basically wait that one there out. I think it was 2 minutes. So yeah, as I was saying, the awesome part about this game is you really get to choose how you want to run your park. Not only are there the 3 divisions that you can go down, but there is you basically out of free will. You can do it exactly how you want. And we realized that when we were talking amongst ourselves after playing the game for our 45 minutes to an hour that we got to play it, nobody really went the same direction with what they were doing. I got the Ceratosaurus like nearly instantly within like 20 minutes, whereas other people didn't even get to that stage. And it was really interesting to see how no one really had the same experience or went the same way about it, which was really, really cool, because we all got to like talk about it, and it was a new experience just hearing everyone else's stories and how they went about it and whatnot. So yeah, here we are. These are the fossils that we've just collected. We can go and extract the DNA from these, and this basically increases the percentage of a genome that we have of a certain dinosaur. The higher the genome, the more pure the dinosaur recreation is. There's the Ceratosaurus, for example, which is only at 26%, but we've got a little bit of DNA, and we can increase that by another 8% if we really want to. Different kind of fossils, fossils give you different amounts, different percentages of the genome. For example, I think it's the amber that gives you a very, very large amount, and the more you can increase it, kind of the better it goes. Yeah, the amber gives you 26%. So there we go. We're extracting the DNA. It takes about 30 seconds, so it's going to go ahead and do that. And I think you need about 50% of a genome of a certain species of dinosaur to spawn them into your park. So basically, you're sending out your expedition teams to grab the fossils so you can extract the genome and increase the percentage of the dinosaurs. I'm pretty sure the closer to 100% you get, the more perfect of a species it's going to be. The more stronger and faster, and the more you can do with it, basically. All right, and now our helicopter is returning, hopefully with some Ceratosaurus DNA this time. Yeah, so the first expedition that I sent him on, I actually did it accidentally, and he didn't bring back the DNA that was part of the mission I was supposed to be doing. However, this time around, well, we can send him on another mission, but this time around, I'm pretty sure he brought back the right stuff. So as you can see, this one here, bang, an extra 26%. Let's extract that DNA. It's going to increase the quality of our Ceratosaurus genome and basically let us create one of these amazing carnivores. And here we go. We have ourselves a new viable genome. We've unlocked the DNA. It's currently at, I think, 56%. And there's the beautiful voice of Jeff Goldblum, of course.
Like grist for the mill or propping them up as curiosities.
Now we're going to go head over to our hatching bay. It's time to incubate our very own carnivore, our Ceratosaurus, which is kind of like a carno. It's kind of like an Allosaurus, Carnotaurus type thing. It's not quite a T-Rex, but you're going to see this thing in a second. It is a devastator. And like I said, my one mission in this gameplay was to just unleash him on the world and try and mow down some civilians. I wanted to spawn a couple of them, but the developer that was with me, accompanying me through my time, kind of talked me out of it. I don't think he realized what I was trying to do, but oh, he found out pretty soon after this. But let's go ahead. We released our Ceratosaurus, and check this out. I'm just gonna let you watch this. Is that not intimidating or what? I love it. Yeah, this guy's very different to our I can't remember his name. The Struthiomimus. He actually ends up eating the Struthiomimus because I didn't feed him. Yeah, he's supposed to put little feeders down in these enclosures. I forgot to do that. So over time he got a little bit hungry. And he ate our other dinosaur, which, my bad, but I missed it. I got, like, notified. The park guy's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're supposed to separate the dinosaurs. I obviously missed that memo, but it is what it is. So that there was like a little glimpse there of things that you can actually build for your park, for your visitors. There's a couple different categories of things for visitors, which is like burger stands and food stands, which is part of the mission because I chose entertainment. Obviously, I got to drop some food and drinks and stuff like that, souvenir areas and whatnot, which is what you can see me doing right now. This is the building progress of one of the fast food restaurants. I really like the animation style. I like that it's not just like bang, build, there it is. It's got a nice little sequence, and if you watch it, it builds over time and it kind of like stacks it up from the bottom. It's really, really cool. This here is the research center, which we haven't yet opened up, I'm pretty sure. But this is basically where you research different enclosures and stuff like that. You unlock them as you go. As you can see, about 99% of these are locked right now. But yeah, extra like viewing attractions, extra security measures and stuff like that. I think as you progress and your park gets better and better, you unlock different things that you can research. For example, this right here, we're going to research a clothes shop because, well, that's what the tutorial was telling me to do, so that's what I went ahead and did. And we have our little fast food restaurant, and I'm pretty sure you can change what they charge. It's kind of like a theme park thing, which actually brings me back to my expectations of the game. I wasn't sure how close this game was going to sit to Planet Coaster, because these guys did develop Planet Coaster. I wasn't sure if it was going to kind of be very similar in the building department, or if they were going to try and keep it more in the management game. And it made me very happy to see that the game is based much more around management than Planet Coaster was. Like, I love building theme parks, don't get me wrong. And there is a bit of that in this game, but majority of, I guess, the hurdles that you encounter and the gameplay, it's all about management and making sure that you keep everything balanced. Like I said earlier, security, entertainment, and science. You got to balance it all. You can't progress one too far. You know, you can't go and get T-Rexes before you've got a viable enclosure. You can't go get an Indominus Rex before you've got a big old enclosure to keep him trapped in. Otherwise, well, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World have kind of come true. Now, as you can see, I kind of had a little bit of a look. Majority of my park is currently scientists. We've got a couple visitors going around, but we really didn't have much to lure new visitors in. Yeah. And the visitors arrive through this little, like, train station here. I don't really know where the train comes from, but they just rock up on these little trains and go for a little walk around your park. So our research is complete. We've now got ourselves a clothes shop. We can build that, which I believe we do. So right next to our little fast food shop there. And you can also build hotels and stuff. So people actually stay at your park. Like, they don't leave. They can stay forever if they want. If they've got enough money to pay for that expensive hotel, that is.
And now we reach the inevitable. Life begets death. But here's the question that you got to ask yourself. Was this avoidable?
So, as you can see, I did mention this just earlier. Our Ceratosaurus has eaten our Struthiomimus. And Dr. Ian Malcolm, aka Jeff Goldblum, is kind of like mocking us for letting it happen. He's like, the inevitable has happened. One of your dinosaurs has killed something. Look what you've done. Like, what did you expect was going to happen if, you know, creating dinosaurs, bringing dinosaurs back to life? Well, you done it now. And it did. One of the other very cool features is you can kind of paint and remove forests or trees and stuff just by kind of running like a paintbrush tool over the top of it. I was very happy to find out that you don't need to remove these trees one at a time, like you would have to in like Planet Coaster. So that was a relief, an absolute relief, and it actually looks really cool. It looks very organic and nice and natural. I'd rather just, you know, the trees just place themselves than me have to do it one by one, because I can never get it to look right. It always kind of looks bad when I go and do it. But that gave us the room to place our little clothes shop down. And we also had to go and extend our power, because you can't have buildings without connecting power to them. That's part of the management. You know, you got to make sure that you're keeping your power plants up to date. And you can I think you can expand the size of your power plants as you research new power plants kind of upgrades and stuff. But yeah, so you got to kind of monitor that. That's a very important thing that you can easily forget about, you know, having too many buildings and not enough power to power them. So we've just basically connected the pylons to one another. That powers our clothes shop, powers everything. Everything is sweet and dandy, and we move on. The next thing we had to build, which is part of our entertainment, you know, pathway, was the viewing gallery for basically visitors to check out the dinosaurs inside of the enclosure. So I went and threw it in this spot. Kind of looks like this spot was actually meant for it, so it was pretty straightforward there. Connect the pathway, otherwise the visitors can't actually get to it, and slowly it gets built, which I love the way it gets built. You know, you can kind of see the little forklift going around, putting it all together and whatnot. And this also needs to be powered, so we're going to go ahead and power this building here as well, in the same manner that we've had to power every other building that we've created. We're going to extend it down there. There was one stage where we ran out of power, and we actually had to create another power plant. I can't remember if that was now or later on, but it does eventually happen. So that there's building itself. There's our little Ceratosaurus chilling down there doing his thing, and well, we decided it was time to create a couple more dinosaurs. I was so ready to do another Ceratosaurus, but yeah, the developer talked me out of it because it would use up all my money. So we got some more of these little guys instead. One thing that I was kind of hoping for was that you could kind of like go into the viewing gallery as a visitor and look out the viewing gallery at the landscape that you've created, but unfortunately that wasn't a feature and isn't a feature in the game. But it's all good. So yeah, I guess we go and release our couple Struthiomimuses now and unleash them upon the world. I'm pretty sure these ones here don't die to the Ceratosaurus. I'm pretty sure. There he is. He's hunting down his prey. I thought he was going to go for it, but Yeah, he ended up handsy out. And as you can see, I don't know if you saw that brief glimpse as we hovered over him, but there is actually like a bunch of stats that each dinosaur has, and that's what you can modify in the genome, kind of manipulating. But this is when I realized our initial goal of releasing dinosaurs into our park had completely faded into the distance. So we quickly opened up the gate and waited for the dinosaurs to roam out. I honestly thought that these guys would be like straight at the gate trying to escape, but they had other things in mind. They just decided to go and roam about and keep doing what they were doing already. In seconds, you know, now that I look at it, I wish I just removed all the walls of the enclosure and just unleashed them right at the start, but I guess we can go back and do that when the game releases in a few months' time. So our Ceratosaurus there, he's getting closer and closer, but he just ain't beelining it for that gate just yet. Just yet. So yeah, this here is a live bait feeder. This is what we've, the missions have been telling us to build for quite some time now, and upon doing that, we completed the mission. We have a commercial park. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that sooner. Again, I kind of got a bit sidetracked from the intentions that the game was trying to lead me down, and that's my bad. And on that note, look at our Ceratosaur right now. Bam, he's going for it, and he has escaped. And something, oh man, that's right. Oh, the game like blocked me real hard right there. And as you can see, all the visitors start just running around like maniacs and going crazy and fleeing in terror. But he's just roaming around. He's just doing his thing, you know? He doesn't actually chase anybody. Just for a second. I was getting so excited at this stage. I'm like, oh, you know what you want to do, buddy. You know what you're gonna do. Do it. And no, he just decides to like chill in the forest instead. So that was a little disappointing. So I made it my mission to go looking for him. And there's only one way to do that, and that's by destroying an entire forest. And there he is. He just decided to do an entire lap of the enclosure. He's like, la 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 la, you can't get this, la 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 la. Yeah. Safe to say I was pretty disappointed. And eventually, I was faced with an alert. We had another dinosaur attack, except I had no idea how or what was going on. It wasn't our Ceratosaurus, because he's still roaming around the fence line. I think it was actually one of our Struthimimimus that was kind of tormenting, although being a herbivore, was tormenting some of our patrons and our visitors. I don't really know what was up with that, but look at this guy. How beautiful does he look as he roams around? It's times like this that you look at the game and you're just amazed in how wonderful it looks. It's really a gorgeous looking game. Yeah. My excitement was growing again because look at him. He's getting so close to these visitors. He wants it. And then the game goes and prompts me with another thing. Thanks so much, game. There he goes, here he goes, and nah, he wasn't quick enough. He wasn't ready. That's the thing, they gotta be hungry. Oh, and that's right. It looks like he was going back in the enclosure. I'm like, what is going on with this guy? I think he eats the goat, though. Is that what happens? Or maybe not. I can't remember. So yeah, these goat feeders are how you're supposed to feed your carnivores. We kind of joked at the time that someone should make a video game, and it's kind of like, you know, you're the farm that creates the goats to feed the Jurassic World, and you gotta, you know, spawn in, or you gotta breed goats and keep the supply of goats going so they can keep feeding their dinosaurs and whatnot. It was just a silly idea. But our Ceratosaurus kept roaming. He kept looking for food. He kept looking for people. Well, at least that's what I was waiting for. As you can see, yeah, his food bar there, it wasn't quite empty enough. So yeah, the next mission that we were given was building a ranger station. This basically creates rangers that, you know, you can keep your dinosaurs in control with. They kind of ride around on a jeep. And this is where we ran out of power, and we had to increase our power output by creating ourselves another power plant. But we'll skip over that. And here he goes. This is the moment of truth. He's got that bloodlust finally. He's got his eyes on somebody. He's got his eyes on food. Oh, he's sniffing it out. Here he goes. Here he goes. The eyes on the prize. This is the moment that I've been waiting 45 minutes to see. Here he goes. I don't know if you can see that. There's someone hiding there in the bush. Waiting ever so calmly, trying to hide. And then he trips over his own feet. And the Ceratosaurus hunts him down. And the inevitable happens. We'd achieved it. We did it. We did it. We'd eaten somebody up finally. was that? We recreated Jurassic World. So yeah, here's the little ranger station that we built. You can actually create a ranger team, and with that, get yourself a Jeep which you actually get to control. And you know the first thing I tried to do with this Jeep, right? Ram into things. I decided I'm gonna go mow some people down. I couldn't do it with the Dinosaur, so I'm gonna do it with this Jeep. And unfortunately, the game forces your Jeep to slow down so you don't hit people. So I was disappointed again. But yeah, that pretty much sums up my experience with the game. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun, and I'm going to play this game so much when it comes out in a couple months' time. I'm really, really excited about it. You're definitely going to see this on the channel. I'm definitely going to be playing this game a bunch on release, so I hope you guys are excited for that. Keep an eye out for it. It's going to be really, really cool. Like I said, though, this was a kind of very controlled look at the game. I didn't really know what I was doing, and a lot of it was kind of just getting a hang of the game, getting the hang of controls, and talking to the developer. So yeah, I tried to get as much as I could, and it was at this stage I was like, look, let's get ourselves another carnivore. I'm not going to do anything else with this money. Why didn't I do this sooner? Yeah, so I wasted that opportunity. We definitely could have eaten up a lot more visitors, but I definitely blew the opportunity. But thanks everybody for watching. If you guys did enjoy this and you're excited, make sure to let me know down below in the comments. Also, let me know what dinosaur you are most excited to create an enclosure for. Like, what's your favorite dinosaur from the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World franchises? I'd love to hear your opinions down below in the comments. But that's all for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you with some more Jurassic World very, very soon. But in the meantime, stick it out with my other dinosaur games, Ark, Pixar, or anything else I play along the way. Bye for now.